Hey there. So today's project is working on my picket fence, as you can see behind me. And I thought that I could just spray it down with some bleach solution or OxyClean solution, scrub it a little bit with a steel or with a wire brush, and hose it down, and it would be prepped and ready to paint. And I did that for like 3 big panels and a short panel. And then I just was like, this, and that just on one side. I was like, this is gonna take me all week. And so I went to the store and I got myself a new toy, which is annoying because I had one of these before we sold our house in Chattanooga, and my ex asked me if I wanted it, and I said, meh, because at the time I didn't own this house. Didn't think I would be buying a house, especially one that needed this much work. And so he sold it on Facebook Marketplace for probably pennies compared. But I went and bought this at the Walmart. So I'm going to open the box, set it up. I got to go find an extension cord and see if I can get this fence power washed today so that it can dry, because it's a beautiful, beautiful fall day. And then maybe I can get it painted tomorrow. Fingers crossed. All right, back to work on the fence. I'm going to show you this section, the before. And this is the harder side of the fence to do because of the rails. But let's see if we can get a little time lapse. I didn't check the time, but I think it's time for a hydration break, and I had to change my shirt because long sleeves were getting a little warm out there in the sun. But I have the front of the house done. I find it really interesting how some of the pickets, almost all the paint is coming off of, and others barely any paint is coming off of, but all the grime is coming off, and that's the important part. I will probably go over most of them, all of them, any that have loose flaky paint left, with a wire brush or sander or something, just to make sure I don't have any loose flakes of paint before I add paint. I think yesterday I was using the narrower nozzle, and that might have been taking off more paint. Ooh, I see on the back side of the fence where I just did it, doing the front side of the fence, splashed up mud. So I gotta go back over that again. I'll do that real quick before I move on to the side. I also have to go get my keys and move my car out of the spray zone, splash zone, and move my garbage cans and stuff on that side of the house. But I'm gonna get this done today, and then we'll see when I get to painting it. Can't let it sit very long with bare wood, because if we get a rainstorm, all the mud will splash up on it, and if it sits too long, obviously it'll start getting dirty again and rotting and what have you. So, whew. Well, good morning. It is Saturday, October 22nd, and I'm dragging butt today. I'm going to be quite honest. No fancy, nothing fancy today. The fact that I'm actually combing my hair, brushing my hair is a surprise, but I'm going to braid it because I'm going to paint my fence today. So my plans, as usual, it seems, I don't know why I make plans or why I try to be organized, but I purposely took yesterday off from the fence project and pretty much any other major projects. There's a bird singing to me. Yesterday, so I didn't wear myself out. So I gave my body a rest day. And one of the reasons I chose to do that, other than the obvious logical reasons of your body needs rest, is I have a friend here who has a Airbnb, and he happens to be out of town right now, and he has a guest booked for this weekend, and so I agreed to fill in for him and greet the guests when they arrive and get them their key, show them around, all the things, because his Airbnb is his home, and normally he's there when he has guests, and it's not just a second home that he's bought to Airbnb out kind of thing. It's more of a bed and breakfast, actually. So anyhow, I had my dates mixed up. I thought she was coming into town yesterday. So I said, well, I'm not going to get started on the paint project and get all covered in paint and all sweaty and dirty and gross, and then have to interrupt it in the middle of the job and go over and greet this woman, looking like Tom Sawyer. So I guess I'm going to put my Becky hair on today. So anyway, long story short, I had the date wrong. I was waiting for her to show up yesterday, and she didn't show up, and it wasn't her fault. I communicated with her, but we just miscommunicated. Then when I got home, about an hour after I got home from going over there and waiting for her to show up, my phone dings and tells me that today is the day that she's coming. So it was my own fault. But you know how it is. You just kind of have your day set, and then things don't go as planned. And then I'm thinking, well, now tomorrow she's coming into town midday, and I definitely want to get my fence painted because I've had like the perfect string of weather for this fence project. And you just never know. Although this is the kind of the dry season here in Alabama. So it's been good fall weather for it. But I'm hearing the sound. Oh, it's the sound of my furnace. I've never sat in here when the furnace came on. It's right outside that window. Anyhow, but then my day continued to not go as planned. My buddy here, he's actually right here and he finally settled down. My old man right here. Bed's a little small for him. He hasn't been feeling well lately. You may or may not know, he's 13 years old. He just got up because I was talking about him. Silly boy. Come here. Come here. He turned 13 this summer, and he's been my constant companion all 13 years. And about a week ago, he had a little episode one day, and then he's just been a little off ever since. And so I've been keeping an eye on him. I finally called the vet to try to get an appointment for him, and they can't see him until next Wednesday. A long time from now when you've got a 13-year-old dog that's not feeling well. Don't bump the camera. Go this way. Come here, buddy, this way. Over here. Okay. Anyhow, yesterday I came home and he's just been, I can tell he's uncomfortable. You've live with an animal for 13 years and he's like, I don't know, in my lifetime of dogs, what number he is. He's my third lab. I can think of at least 6 dogs right off the top of my head that I've had in my adult life. So he's 6 or 7, and then all the childhood dogs. So I've been down this, it's not my first rodeo. So I can't help but look at it. I should be looking at the camera. But we had a rough evening yesterday evening. He's eating fine, but I say, again, he's my third lab. So I know their peculiarities, and when your lab stops eating is when you know things are really serious. I literally had a lab die of cancer, and he was pretty much eating up until the last 3 days that he was alive, and he was very sick. So anyhow, tried to get him into the vet. They couldn't see him before next week. I probably didn't press my case on him being kind of emergent, but lay down, buddy. Anyhow, it was a rough night. I went to bed, and then he sleeps in the other room. He sleeps in the lounge. Then I couldn't fall asleep, tossing and turning and worrying about him. So I went in thinking that maybe I would sleep on the couch next to him. Then he got up and he was agitated. So I moved his bed into my bedroom, his other bed, his real bed, and he settled right down and we went to sleep. And anytime I woke up in the night, I could check on him and he was fine, except he doesn't snore. So I would wake up and I wouldn't hear anything. And I'd be like, is he okay? And then I'd turn on my flashlight and he'd be okay. So, I mean, I don't really think, but in my brain, I started all the horrible things that could happen, might happen. Of course, I Googled a bunch of things. I have some ideas of what his issue might be, other than just old age. And I, like I said, started worst case scenarioing my brain at 1 a.m. So I haven't slept much compared to what I usually sleep. I'm a big sleeper. And my day is all discombobulated. But it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to go and see how much of my fence I can do in 2 hours. Maybe 3. And then clean up enough for this meet and greet with this gal. And then come back and be able to finish it. I want to finish it today if I really can. So I don't know, because my brain is just in a million different places today. I'm exhausted because my rest day I didn't paint anything, but mentally exhausted, emotionally exhausted. My anxiety levels are very high. We'll see how much actual video of what I'm doing today. And I do understand the adage of show, don't tell. But sometimes I just don't have I wish I had a filmographer, cinematographer, someone to hold the damn camera. Yeah, that would be really nice. But I don't. So I don't know if I'm Wednesday. It's not Wednesday. It's Saturday. But this will keep it out of my getting in the paint. So it's not Wednesday hair. Is it Pippi hair? Is it Becky? Isn't it Becky? Becky. What's Tom Sawyer's friend? Enter video title here. Becky Thatcher? Becky. Wow. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've had American Lit. Like, how many years ago was 1983? 84? Something like that? It's been a minute. Yeah. Or other braided celebrities. My braids are getting a little longer. For a while there, they were like Marianne from Gilligan's Island. Are there any more modern, current, two-braided, famous images in the world? Wednesday Addams is kind of timeless. Maybe I'm out of style. I don't give a shit. It's kind of a mood I'm in today. Let's go try to paint. All right. So it's about noon. I think I've been actually painting for just over an hour because it took about 45 minutes or so to get everything set up and figure out my drop cloths and all that jazz. But I just went in and got my hat, and it's been in a box and it's kind of misshapen. So I look real hayseed now. But as I moved around the front of the house, I'm like, it's still kind of sunny out here, and I'm getting a little red-nosed. But I'm to the gate on the outside. So let me show you what I've gotten done. And then now that I got the camera rolling, I might give you a little time lapse after this. So I started back here on the alley side. I wanted to do the outside today so that the neighbors could see that I was doing what I was doing and that it was going to look nice. My side can wait if it has to. And I got this side done, and I wanted to start over here where it wasn't quite as obvious if I made some mistakes. But I'm really liking the sprayer. It's working really well. I haven't had any, knock on wood, any issues with it. I also don't have my microphones on, so I don't know if you're picking any of this up. So I've gotten this far. So let's go hyperlapse, time lapse, whatever. Oh, I gotta go move my car too. She doesn't need a spray job today. All right. Well, this is what, 6-ish hours of fence painting looks like. Oh, yeah, and there's a fence back here. It doesn't need painting, but it needs cleaning. That's another job for another day, this back patio area. I gave it a preliminary clean a couple weeks ago, and it was nice, but it needs more. So I'm not going to get up and show you. I'll show you when it's all done. But the exterior side, three boom, boom, and boom of the fence is done. First coat. Tomorrow I do the interior. Let's see how I'm feeling. If the second coat goes on the whole thing. I foolishly thought, oh, by the time it'll be so quick with the sprayer. I get all the way around, I can go back to the beginning and do the second coat on the same day. No. But the sprayer is cleaned, put away. I am not cleaned. One of my dog walking shirts that is now a painting shirt And these jeans. I own 3 pairs of jeans now, and they're all way too big for me. I've lost a lot of weight in the last year or so. And I picked the ones I liked the least and made them painting pants. I used to have a really nice pair of painting pants. Does that make sense? A pair of painting pants that were a pair of jeans that I really liked, and I don't remember what happened to them. And then they became painting pants. And then I got fat, well, heavier than I am now. And they didn't fit anymore. And I foolishly thought at one point, a couple of years ago, I'm never going to paint anything myself again. I'm always going to hire someone to do my painting. Because I was bougie like that. And now, look where my spiral path brought me. Right back to doing my own painting again. That's okay. I get a perverse satisfaction out of doing it, knowing it's done right. And if it's not done right, no one to get mad at but myself. It's kind of where I'm at today. Near the end, I started maybe taking a few shortcuts. But I quit worrying about overspray on the grass, because the grass is not grass, it's weeds. And, oh, fart bubbles, I am achy. And come next year, this time, there won't be any grass out there, hopefully. It will all be garden and mulch, and I think what I might do, I don't know, that's a project for another day, is starting the garden out there. I don't know what day that day is going to be. It ain't going to be this week, I can tell you that. So anyway, my glasses are so filthy with a fine mist of overspray, because I didn't think about that. My skin feels a little grainy. So I'm going to go in and shower. And I'm going real high class today. I stopped at the Family Dollar and bought something to drink and a snack. A little sugar to get me going, keep me going through the rest of the day. And I bought a bottle of wine at the Family Dollar because I didn't have the energy to go up to the real liquor store and get something better. So I'm going to go crack after my shower, I'm going to go crack my cheap bottle of Chardonnay and see what spooky stuff I can find on Netflix or Hulu or something. I would say put it in the comments below, but who knows what I'm going to have the energy to edit this video together and get it up for you. Hopefully in the next couple days. For now, that's all I got for today. Oh, an update on my buddy. He's hanging out here with me. Yeah, that's not the only paint job that needs to be done around here. He's doing all right. Oops. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? But this is how he stands. He kind of sits there, Eeyore-ish, and staring at the ground. All right, bud. Okay, Monday morning. I took yesterday off to rest my tired bones and kind of do a little recovery day. And so today I am going to hopefully finish the fence project. We'll see if I get it all done. I still need to do the entire inside of the fence and then a second coat. So it's a lot for one day. I got everything all set up, got my paint sprayer ready to go, and I'm gonna get cracking. I left the tripod in the house, so it'll have to be later when I go get the tripod and give you some more time lapse or something. But let me give you a quick before of the inside of the fence here. All the way around. All right, it is just after 12 o'clock, so 2.5 to 3 hours. I did take a little break because I forgot to eat breakfast. I'm sitting on the ground because, but I got the whole inside done in that time. So I'm pretty happy about that. At the end of this, maybe when I'm all cleaned up and I give my little wrap up, I'll give you a little bit more of a informational review about this power sprayer, but definitely could have done it without it. So now I have to decide. I still have paint in my sprayer. Do I go start trying to do the outside? Or do I call it good? At least for this morning. And wait till it cools off later this afternoon. If it will cool off this afternoon. I don't know. I think I'm going to do the part here on this side of the house. Let me show you. Show you what we got. Oh, let me see if I can widen out a little. Okay. So, did not take as long as I had feared it would. I think I've got the rhythm down of using the sprayer. And I think what I'm going to do is take sprayer on the other side of the fence here and do this section. Because it's mostly in shade until I get down to the corner, way down there. And then, well, or I'll go until I run out of fence or paint. One of the two. And then I will go inside and take a break. I don't know, it'll be for the whole day or just for a few hours and come back at it. It'd be nice to just get it done. But now I know the whole routine of cleaning the unit, and it's not as much of a hassle once it's cleaned. Setting it up the next day doesn't take much at all. And now I kind of know I've got my rhythm. My biggest issue is ergonomics. Is that this fence is, mid-thigh to the ground. So I'm either bending over and killing my mid-back and my hamstrings, or I'm squatting. And thank you yoga for many malasana squats, so that the squatting part isn't too difficult. But I don't know the last time I took a 2.5-hour yoga class where we did squats constantly. So my body's feeling it. I'm also seeing a few bottoms of fence posts over here that I did not get all the dirt off before I started spraying. But my plan is at this point to get all the spraying done, and then I'm going to come back with a brush and a bucket and get under the railings and in between the fence and the posts. These little areas that are a little hard, the spray gets it pretty good, but then under the railings here, unless I hold my sprayer upside down, which is not recommended, it's kind of hard to get those areas. So I'm going to do those with a brush, and that won't take long. Just, whoops, drop my phone. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to paint till I run out of paint in my sprayer, and then I'm going to take a break for the day. See you later. is Tuesday, November 8th, right? 8th? Yes. Election Day. And I finally got around to editing this video about my fence and realized I never completed it. I never showed you the finished job and anything like that. So, as you can see, it is done. It looks amazing. It has made a huge difference in the just curb appeal of my house. And I was wiped out when I was done with this job for a week. I swear to you. It's one of the reasons it's taken me so long. I got a lot of neighbors up and down the street right now. But speaking of neighbors, I've also had a number of neighbors tell me in the last couple weeks how happy they are to see that I got this job done and what an improvement it made. So that makes me feel good. So anyway, it's done. I'm gonna go back in the house because I don't like standing on my sidewalk, people coming home from work, talking to my phone. So to wrap up this project, it took a lot out of me physically to do it. It took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. It's a big job. I still have never measured how many linear feet of picket fence that I have out there, but it's a lot. Let's just say that. And I'm so glad it's done. I used a full 5-gallon bucket of exterior latex paint, fence paint for it. Could have almost used a little more. There's a few spots that need touching up, but it's a problem for future Beth to deal with. And I was really happy with the paint sprayer that I used. It's a Wagner paint sprayer, and in hindsight and a little more research, I wish I had looked into the kind that have a larger tank that isn't attached to the hand, the nozzle, that actually has like a tank that kind of rolls around on the ground, and then the nozzle's attached to a hose. Might not be as easy to clean, I don't know, but it got very hard on my hand and my wrist and my arms and my shoulders, just having 1.5 quarts of paint in my hand as I worked up and down. And so that was part of the physical fatigue and pain that I was in after I was done. So, but overall, it worked beautifully. It's still in good shape. I was able to clean it easily. All that is good. Another update, if you didn't watch my witch hat video where I also talked about Cass and his ailments and things, he did get to the vet and he got a very good clean bill of health, and he's doing really well. He got some new medications to help mainly with just arthritis, and here I'm going to show you him and his buddy. Here's Miss Lilith. It's not a video if you don't get Lilith in it. But there's Cass. He was just walking around in here. Lilith, you don't need to steal the limelight every time. Yes, I do. I'm a cat. But he's doing much better. He is no longer standing in corners panting, looking like Eeyore. He's able to get comfortable and sleep well at night. So just old age. And maybe he and I are so simpatico now after all these years that I was in so much physical pain that week from fatigue and working hard and exhaustion, that he was picking up on that and sympathetically feeling his age as well. I don't know, but we're both feeling much better now and doing much better, and so that's all good. So anyhow, thank you so much for watching this video and sticking with me and being patient with my long uploads and things. And also, if you want to continue to follow along and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you know whenever I do get something finally edited and uploaded. My subscriber numbers have been slowly climbing over the last month, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you so much if you're one of my very first subscribers, or if you're one of my latest, newest subscribers. Just know that it really means a lot to me, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for being here, and I have a few more things coming down the pike to keep sharing with you. And as always, I really welcome comments, questions. I'd like to do a Q&A at some point. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Find me on Instagram or Facebook, and put them there if you'd like. And at some point here coming up, we will do a Ask Me Anything, and we'll see what I have to say. I'm going to say pretty much any question is off limits. I can choose how I want to answer it, of course. But I'm pretty much an open book. So if you want to ask me questions about myself, the house, the history of the house, my animals, past, present, and future, maybe future, anything like that, I'm more than happy to entertain the idea of answering them. How about that? No, I'm not going to give you my social security number or anything like that, but I will give as much information and answer any questions that you might have. So anyway, thanks so much. Peace out, peace, love, and have a good one. Bye. She just can't stop. She can't stop being the cutest little thing in the world. Look at you. Yeah.